Validation account nature we took your expenses in our
Anything. No,
account.
no, no. Validation account is something you can put anything, right?
Yes.
It's
Generally,
it's only a
that bit
logic.
is correct.
It's only a logic. Wherever mistakes happens in our system, right? We will put some checks to avoid to early recognize those mistakes. Okay. See here in the example I have taken, total assets is equal to total liabilities plus equity. Okay, that is a small logic. Likewise, you can put anything. So you can put my, for example, your Asia sales will never be zero if it is less than one, or if it is equal to zero, or if it is less than one. Then you can put a check. Likewise, anything, any check you can put. Okay, whether it is asset or liability or revenue or expense, it doesn't matter. Right. So next thing is submission phases. Support submission phase. So in account dimension and custom dimension, you have seen the submission groups, right? Write down submission phases. Submission phases. They are used. It is used submission phase. It is used to do the consolidation in phases wise. It is used to do the consolidation in phases wise. Second point. Second point. Steps. Steps. First step. Tick use submission phase in application settings. Tick use submission phase in application settings. Next point. Tick support submission phase. Tick support submission phase for data source. Tick support submission phase for data source in application settings. Third point. Give groupings under submission group. Give groupings under submission group in data source dimension. Fourth point. There will be, sorry, assign.
Can you repeat the third point? Yes, sir.
Third point.
Give grouping.
Give grouping in data source dimension under submission group. Next point. Assign these submission phases. Assign these groups. Assign these groups to submission phases in data submission phases. See, data arrow mark submission phases. Last point. There are 9 submission phases. There are 9 submission phases and 0 to 99 groups. There are 9 submission phases and 0 to 99 groups. Right? So last, put 3 star marks and write. We never use in live. Put 3 star marks and write. We never use in and write. We never use in live. Okay. What is this submission phases? Okay. First we'll discuss a business case. Okay. So we have 4 users, right? Manju, Jeevan, Ravi, and Ashok, right? 4 users, right? So we have loaded the data from SAP. Yes, everything is fine. We have posted the journal entries and we have right click and consolidation. Consolidation time took 4 hours. How many hours? Literally 4 hours. Yes, done. Consolidation is also done. After the consolidation is done, Ravi came and he told that he has done a small mistake in data entry. Right? Now what is the solution? What do we do? Even try.
Go to channel.
It's a wrong entry, wrong data entry. Yes, we will go to the data form and then we will rectify the error. Instead of 786 he entered 687. Yes, we will correct that and then we will do the reconsolidation again. Now how much time it will take for consolidation? Again it will take 4 hours, right? This is first business case. Clear? First business case అందరికి అర్థమైందమ్మా? Everybody understood the first business case? Yes or no?
No. Can you come again?
Where did you miss?
Yeah, I did the, I mean, like the, I mean, you said that it take 4 hours to consolidate. I don't understand what is the
Okay,
scenario.
simple. Reporting cycle start అయింది, right? Yes, we have 4 users: Ashok, Jeevan, Manju and Ravi. Okay, data is loaded perfectly and then we have posted the journal entries and then we have done the consolidation. Consolidation time took 4 hours. After the consolidation is completed, Ravi came back and he told that he has done a small mistake, means typo error, right? What do? We will rectify the mistake and then we will redo the consolidation, right? Whenever you change the data you have to consolidate again, so it will take 4 hours again. This is the business case. Clear now, Pradeep?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
So yes, in live this is a regular activity, every time it will happen. Now second scenario, right? I have opted for phases, consolidation phases, right? I opted for 4 phases and then I divided my phases into four parts. First one is in data source dimension, right? When you go to the data source dimension, right here you can see. So data source managed data means the data which is coming from SAP. There is no manual intervention here. Directly SAP people will extract the data and they will put it in the network folder and our FDM script will pick that one and it will load. So there is no chances of error. First part. Second part is calculated data, right? Calculated data means something which we get it from rule file. Even that we have tested thoroughly, it is perfectly working. Every month it is working fine. So nobody will touch that. Automatically when you run this consolidation, all my calculations will be done and then it will uh, load the data. I mean, whatever the data, right? It will, through the formula, it will load the data. There is no manual intervention. That is second group. Third group is journal input. Means literally I post the journal entry manually. Means yes, there are some chances of posting a wrong journal entry. Fourth one is literally data input. Means manually I input the data, just like Ravi. I divided my groups into 4 and I assigned those 4 groups to 4 phases. Now same thing happened, right? We have loaded the data, we have done the journal entries, we have posted the journal entries and then we have done the consolidation. It took 4 hours. Now again Ravi came and he told that he has done a mistake. Now how much time will the consolidation take? Cheppadamma?
Forcefully, it is not a problem.
No,
For the
4 hours.
phases, there is no problem.
You don't need to do phase 1, phase 2, phase 3
Phase
because
three. Only phase
phase
4
4
only we
only
have to do.
you have a problem, right? So when you right click and consolidate on phase 4, it will take only 1 hour. Clear? Pradeep, did you understand now?
Yes.
So how do we consolidate here? When you go to the process control, right? Here you can select the phases here. See. So phase 1, right? You can select phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Now when I click on phase 1, right, consolidate all with data, only phase 1 groups will be consolidated. Clear? Likewise, you can do the consolidation. Even though we don't use this in live, this is the concept, right? So yes, so likewise you can do phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, etc. Okay, clear? Everybody understood, yes or no? So, but this is used for, I mean, in olden days, right? The consolidation platform, everything depended on Windows. Literally, consolidation takes nearly 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, like that. But nowadays, consolidation is taking only 20 minutes to 30 minutes, or max 40 minutes. So you need not worry about that one. That is the reason people are not at all using these phases now. And in our system, you cannot use this because our consolidation time will take only less than 1 minute. You don't see the difference. Andar this is the only thing is a theory part. Okay, consolidation phases and andar theory part. So always refer the admin guide, right? In interviews they won't ask you this question, but if they ask, right, this is the procedure. You have to tell all those steps. What do we do with the consolidation phases, right? Next.
మరి 9 phases లో ఒక సెకండ్ అండ్ థర్డ్ ఏదన్నా మిస్టేక్ అయిందంటే ఓన్లీ సెకండ్ అండ్ థర్డ్ అగైన్ విల్ డూ ద కన్సల్టేషన్.
Correct. So in this one also, submission phase also, you don't need to use all 9 phases. So in first phase I'll put 1 comma 2, and in second phase I'll put 3 comma 4. That's it. Submit. Okay, error processing values, sorry. So it's comma, right? Comma 4. Yes, submit. See, now in first phase 1 and 2 groups will be done, and in second phase 3 and 4 groups will be done. Likewise, you can put 3 groups in first one and fourth one in second group. Yes, only thing is you have to give the groupings correctly. Clear? Whatever the data you enter manually, whatever the data which is coming from managed data, journal input, data input, etc. Clear?
That much we need to mention those groups. I mean,
Yeah,
what is
no, no. You can put it in accounts also, but practically accounts I cannot say that some people will load expenses, some people will load likewise. We cannot group, right? You cannot say that. Practically, it is not possible for account dimension. So in product also it is not possible. So data source, I have a clear segregation of my data. What is my data, which data is coming from SAP, which data is coming from calculated rules, which data is coming from journals, etc., right? So yes, I can give the groupings in data source dimension. If you put it in a account, it is of no use. Correct? But still, yes, you can give groupings for all these, including ICPC. How many submission phases you can use? First you have to tick submission phases here, and then yes, you can give it for ICP also. Multi-gap, movement, product, account, and data source. See, so this is called submission phases. Validation account 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. FDME application name. So there is no concept of FDME application name. So here they have forgotten to remove this attribute. Long back in olden days, not even 11.124, even 11.113, old versions, right? You have to create a FDM application, right? And then you have to mention that application name here. But in new versions, there is no concept of FDME application creation. Okay, we have to register the existing HFM application. This is called application settings. So put heading scenario dimension. Last, member description. Default frequency. Write down default frequency. It is the frequency of loading the data. Every month we load the data. So we put MTD. Default frequency. It is the frequency of loading the data. MTD. Next, default view. Write down default view. Very, very important. So far you all have practiced the grids, right? 10 grids. Yes or no? Many people. So my question is, what is the view dimension member you have taken? For all the grids, what is
Scenario
the
Periodic.
no periodica?
actual.
No, for view dimension, view, not scenario, view.
View scenario view.
View always scenario view. I told right. So in the notes also, I have given you that always scenario view. Where is my notes? Somewhere. So yes, what is that scenario view? It is nothing but a shortcut of this default view. So for actual, whenever you take scenario view, it will show periodic, because here I put periodic. For budget, it will show YTD. For forecast, it will show periodic. Clear? So yes, see, when you just give me 1 second, yes, see, default view, see. So for actual, when you select right 100, when you enter 100, it will show periodic values 100. For budget, it will show 100, 200, 300. See, so I'll create a same grid and I'll show you right here. Come here, go to yes, I'll close everything. Data process, yes. So create a grid, data grid. So here we have to take data view dimension here. So you can take back this. So I'll put all three members, January, February and March. January, February and March. Done. And then actual and budget. So reorder dimensions, scenario dimension will be put first. So here I'll take scenario view, periodic as well as YTD. So while creating the grids, right, you need not select particularly a periodic or YTD. By default, you can use this scenario view. Since it is a arrow mark, it is system defined member, right? Yes, remaining everything is entity is always India. So drag this entity also and put it into the front end. Reorder dimensions, right, and I'll select my entity as always India. Done. Now see, right? Now see, okay, actual and budget also. We have to take actual as well as budget. Done. Save as. So metadata grids. SCENJRV scenario underscore DEFAULT default VIEW. Right? Scenario dimension, view dimension. Now see. So in periodic, I enter 100 here. And then here I enter 300. And here I enter 500. Now what is the scenario it will show? Same thing it will show. See? 100, 300, 500. Same, both are same. See? Because for actual I put to show whatever is there in the periodic, it will show in the same scenario view. For budget, right, I put YTD, means in scenario view it will show YTD balances. So again here I'll put 200 and 400 and no 200, 500 and 900. Simple. Now can anybody tell what will be the scenario view? What are the amounts in the scenario view? January it will show 200. February 700 and then 700 plus 900 and how much? 1600. Perfect. See, right? We are good, right? So 200, 500, 900 in YTD it is showing 200, 700 and 1600. Same thing it will show in scenario view. It is nothing but the shortcut of default view scenario view. Okay, right? అర్థమైంది కదా మా అందరికి. So while creating the grades, so far I never asked you to select either periodic or YTD. Always scenario view, right? Shortcut. Next, zero view for adjustments and zero view for non-adjustments. So here it should be zero view for actual, periodic, YTD, here also YTD, and then forecast, periodic, right? Yes. So save it and then select. Yes. So adjustments means journal entries, non-adjustments means normal data. So for this one, in the notes I have given you, just give me 1 second. So yes, where is the notes? Notes, right? Cut this and put it here. So in the notes I have given you about this scenario view. I mean, zero view for adjustment. So how you want to see current month data in next month? So whether you want to see 0 or 100 grayed out or minus 100 or 0. So in scenario, if you take periodic, and in the grid if you take periodic, it will show 0. So I'll create a grid for you. Okay, close this one. 1 minute. We'll put the same. Click on new data grid. So right, we have to put scenario here, and then yes, view dimension. Where is my view dimension? Yes, and yes, you can take it back, and entity dimension here. So reorder the dimensions. First should be entity, and then should be view, right? Yes, view should be, yes, and then period. Yes, done. So here I'll take all three, budget and forecast, and then always India. Remove this management. In scenario view, we have to take periodic and YTD. So remove this periodic and YTD, and then we have to take January, February, March. Done. Okay. Now remaining everything is okay. Save as SCENJRIO underscore ZDROVIEW 0 view. Okay. Save. Now see. So I'll take a new year. Very new year. There is nothing. Right. So yes. Nothing. So you have to enter only in January data. Okay. 100. 100. That's it. Submit. Now see. You will see different values. In February, I see 0, minus 100 and 0. For YTD, minus 100 grade out, 0 and 100. Simple. Very simple. So here I have given you, see, for actual, I put my 0 view for non-adjustments as periodic. So in grid also, it is periodic. So what is the value it will show? Scenario periodic, grid periodic, it will show 0. Right? It showed 0, right? Next. In budget, I put YTD. Right? And in grid, I put periodic. So scenario dimension, periodic, and then grid YTD. Right? See, scenario dimension, periodic actual, and grid YTD. It will show grade out, 100 grade out. Next is scenario YTD, grid periodic. See, in scenario I put YTD, and in grade I put periodic. So it is minus 100. So both scenario YTD and grid YTD, again, say it will show 0, right? See, so this is the 0 view settings. Normally, right, you can by heart these 4 steps. There will be some 8 or 9 combinations, but I have given only 4 combinations. Okay, right. In interviews, they'll ask you what is 0 view settings. Then you have to explain this. Clear? Yeah. So,
But ఒకసారి explain చేయండి.
see, ఇక్కడ మనం either YTD periodic పెట్టాలమ్మా. In scenario, periodic పెడితే ఏమైంది, YTD పెడితే ఏమైంది, ఒకటే క్వశ్చన్. What it will show if you put periodic, what it will show if you put YTD. It depends on the grid settings also. Whenever you create a grid, right, in the grid, if you take periodic, and in scenario if you take periodic, it will show 0. And in scenario, if it is periodic, and if in grid it is YTD, it will show 100 grade out. If both scenario and grid YTD, it will show 0. Right? So these are the combinations. ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చాను చూడండి మీకు ఈ నోట్స్ లో. ఓకేనా? S means scenario, G means grid. It's only a display manipulation. It is not a data manipulation. Okay, there is nothing related to data. And this one is how you want to see your data in next month. January's data, there is nothing related to January data. Normally we enter, but how you want to see that data in February. Clear? That is called 0 view settings. Next, consolidate YTD. Leave it. Okay, consolidate YTD. We never use this one. What is this consolidate? Yeah, sorry.
ఓన్లీ జీరో వ్యూ నాన్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్ ఒకటేనా, లేకపోతే జీరో వ్యూ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్ ఉంది కదా సార్? ఫర్ జీరో వ్యూ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్
ఇది జర్నల్ ఎంట్రీస్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు అమ్మా, జర్నల్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు సీ జర్నల్ ఎంట్రీస్ డేటా సేమ్. ఇక్కడ అంటే మనం జర్నల్ నార్మల్ డేటా మనం ఎంటర్ చేస్తాం. జర్నల్ ఎంట్రీ అనుకోండి, ఇప్పుడు పోస్ట్ చేయాలి 100 పోస్ట్ చేయాలి మనం 3. అర్థమైందా? హియర్ యూ టేక్ entry currency, right? If you take entry currency adjustments, how you want to see that data? ఇది తీసుకుంటే ఎలా కనబడుతుంది? When you post the journal entries as 100, same thing it will show again. Given, right? So
జీరో వ్యూ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ లో అడిగినప్పుడు సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ దే ఆస్క్ అబౌట్ ది జీరో వ్యూ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, నాన్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్, ఓన్లీ వి హావ్ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దీస్ 4.
yeah, these 4 is enough. These 4 is enough. Okay, these 4 is enough. Consolidate YTD. So even consolidate YTD, right, we never use in live. What is consolidated YTD? You have purchased one entity in the month of March, right? So until March, right, January and February, it is not our company, it is some other company. Now when you load data, right, you load a YTD balances 150. Out of 150, January and 50 and February 50, it is not our data. So you want to see only 50 rupees, because in March it is 50. So when you tick this one, right, first when you consolidate, it will show 50 only. But in live, we never use. Whenever I load the data, I ask the client to send only March data. I never ask the client to send the entire YTD data for data from January to March. In olden days, right, there is no such concept. So in SAP, always you cannot extract January data separately, February data separately, March data separately, like that. But now in all new versions, either SAP or HFM or any more modules, right, you can load, you can extract the data month wise also. That is the reason it was old attribute actually. 10 years back we used to use this one, but now there is no such necessity. Directly you can load the data for only March. Clear? UD1, UD2, UD3. We never use this UD1, UD2, UD3 for a scenario. If it is for account or entity, you will be having many members in accounts. In live, you will see some. I have seen 12,000 accounts also. Yes, normally minimum accounts you see is 2,000. Maximum will be 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. For Vodafone, I have seen 12,000 accounts. Yes, it is possible. So grouping is necessary for account and entity dimension, and even for product also. But for scenario, right, there will not be any second member, second generation, actual budget forecast only, single leaf. Now tell me, why do I need to use UD1? So what do I put in UD1? If it is only single member, right, directly I'll call a if hs dot member dot scenario dot member is equal to actual. Why I put ACT here, and then if hs dot scenario dot UD1 is equal to act, it's not necessary, right? So we never use UD1, UD2, UD3 in in scenario dimension. Clear? Yes or no? Confirm Jayanama. Please confirm. Do we need this? Yes or no? Other the concept, Pradeep, Dharmender, yes. Next, support process management. Write down. Support process management. Y means yes, supports. No means doesn't support. Y means yes, supports. N means no, doesn't support. A means yes with email alerting. A means yes with email alerting. Okay, what is process management? Tomorrow you will understand this chapter. So process management means how the process flow in HFM, how we start the process, how we enter the data, how we post the journal entries, how we post the supplementary data, how we consolidate, and then how we close the reporting cycle. So for actual I put yes, for budget I put no, for forecast you can put A. But A, you cannot practice this because A means email alert. You have to configure your email server. So see, come here, go to process control, right? Select hierarchy, total geography hierarchy, done, right? Yes, right click, manage process, start the process. Admin will start the process. Then only people can enter the data. Yes, it is in first pass. This is called process management. Now select budget, select right click, manage process, start, select. If you click OK, it will throw an error message. Scenario budget does not support process management, right? This is called support or. So for actual, right, it will support, right? So whenever you click, now I'll promote to review level 1. So here you attachment, you can put a comment, right? So this attachment and this comment will go as a mail to the concerned person who has rights to review 1. That is called A. A means yes with email alerting. So automatically when I click OK now, automatically a email will be triggered and it will be sent to the person who is doing the review level 1. Okay, you need not personally call him or etc etc. But in live only you can practice that, because in live a email server will be configured, right? Oracle.com. Likewise, there will be email server, right? If you configure that email server, automatically all the emails will be generated. Then how do the email is generated? So whenever you create a user, right, in the shared services, there is an email. See, right? So right click and properties. Here we'll mention the email, right? It will go to this email. Now, how do it know that a particular only Shiva has to, so only for Shiva the email should go? So whenever you do the provisioning here, right? So when you see the privileges. See here, whatever review 1, whatever the user you give review level 1, whatever the user you give review level 2, whatever the user you give review level 3, it will automatically trigger to this particular review level 1. Okay, everybody understood, yes or no? So it will system knows who is doing the review level 1, who is doing the review level 2, etc., who is the approver, etc. So for each and every task there is a separate privilege given. So automatically a email will be triggered and it will be sent to that particular person. Right? అర్థమైంది కదమ్మా? Support process management AYNA. Next, security class. Same 5 steps. Maximum review levels. So write down maximum review level. Max is 10, default is 3, ideal is 2. So in live we never use third review level also. Max 1 or 2. Okay. Next, use line item. Write down use line item. So there is use line item in account dimension also, right? There is use line item in scenario dimension also. So what is use line item? Write down use line item. It is used to enter the description along with data. It is used to enter the description along with data. Right? Examples: depreciation and executive salaries. Example: depreciation and executive salaries. So go to account dimension. So in account dimension, I have created a use line item here. See, use line item true, use line item false. So what happens when I put false? See, here I did not tick use line item. For true, I ticked the use line item. Now I can create a grid. So come here, close this one. Documents, use line item grid is already there. So see, for actual scenario dimension, for actual I tick use line item. For budget, I did not tick. So see, for budget, even though I ticked an account dimension, it doesn't matter. Scenario dimension drives this. So I can enter normal data here, 100, 100. Here also 100. Submit. For line item, how do I do? I have to right click on the cell and then click on cell line item detail. Here I can enter both the description, right? Ashok salary, Ravi salary, right? Okay, submit data. Right? Now how do you know that this particular cell is a line item? Here you will see red color. So it is not parent. Write down next point. To enter the data in cell line item, right click on the cell and click on cell line item detail. Right click on the cell and click on cell line item detail. Okay, write down this red color mark will be there. Red color mark will be there. See, even though this is in green color, still you can enter the data. Okay, you can put 3 stars and write 3 stars. Put 3 stars and write. Even though it is in green color, still you can enter data. Even though it is in green color, still you can enter data. This is called cell line item detail. Next, enable data audit. Write down enable data audit. Why means yes. Write down enable data audit. Why means yes. Irrespective of. Why means yes. Irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, it will show data audit. Irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, it will show data audit. Next, no. N means no. N means no. Irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, it will not show data audit. It will not show data audit. Third, O is equal to option. O means optional. O means optional. Whatever the accounts you enable in account dimension, only those accounts will show in data audit. Whatever the accounts you enable in account dimension, only those accounts will show in data audit. So just give me 1 second. For actual, I put enable data audit, no. For budget, optional. For forecast, I put Y. Done. So means whatever the data you enter in forecast, whether you enable or not in account dimension, it will show. See, in account dimension, you see M hierarchy, enable data audit true. Here, see, true means I ticked enable data audit here. For false, I put enable data audit false. Now see, now enable data audit, I'll create a grid here for all of you. So, right, close this one. Yes, under documents, create a grid. Yes. So account dimension, I'll take two accounts, enable data audit true and enable data audit false. Done. And then I'll put actual budget and scenario. That's it. And then entity dimension as India, right? Reorder dimensions, entity, yes, yes. So in entity dimension, I select only one base entity, that is India. Done. Actual budget and forecast. Actual budget and forecast. That's it. So now see. Yes, save it as SCENJRIO underscore ENJB enable data AUDIT grid. Yes, done. Save. Now before that one, where is data audit? Click on consolidation, maintenance, data audit. See, so I'm deleting all the data audit now. There is blank here now. See, there is no data audit at all. Now you have to tell me, if I enter data audit, what data audit will show? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Submit. Now what values I can see in data audit? Chapandama, please guess and tell.
135, sir.
1, 3. No, wrong. 135 wrong. So see, this is account dimension true. So scenario dimension drives. So first, what is the first point? Irrespective of whether you enable or not in account dimension, it will show the data audit. So scenario dimension, right? For actual, I put no. For actual, I put no. It means irrespective of whether I enable or not in account dimension, it won't show data audit. For actual, it will never show data audit. So 1, 2 will never show. For budget, no. So sorry, for budget, yes. Optional. Means if we enable in account dimension, that will show. If you don't enable, that will not show. So true means 3 it will show. 4 it will not show because I did not opt for, false. It is enable data at false. Third point, why means irrespective of whether you enable or not, it will show data audit. So it will show 5 and 6. So what are the items it will show in data audit? Chepandamma?
356.
356. Now come here, go to here and then refresh and see. 356, correct? So in live, right, we regularly use this data audit, trust me, and we cannot enable each and every dimension as y, each and every scenario, because it will take lot of space. Literally, whenever you load the data, again you load the data, again you load the data, it will show three times, right? See, for example, here, come here, I'll change this 6 to 7 now, and then I'll submit. Now you see another line will be added. Likewise, n number of times, whenever you override, it will show the data audit. ఎందుకమ్మా అంతకుముందు ఎంటర్ చేసింది, కరెంట్ ఎంటర్ చేసింది కూడా మొత్తం కంపారిజన్ కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు మీరు. సో హియర్ యూ సీ ద ఎంటైర్ పిఓవిసి. సో you easily you will understand, okay, previously it was 6, now somebody has changed it to 7. Clear? So it will occupy a lot of space in database. We regularly use this. Next, default frequency for IC transactions. Write down. Same, whatever the default frequency, it will be same here. Sorry, somebody asking doubt? Right. Write down. Default frequency for IC transactions. It is same as default frequency. It is same as default frequency. Second point. First point, it is same as default frequency. Second point, we never load IC transactions separately. We never load IC transactions separately. It will come along with normal data. It will come along with normal data. It will come along with normal data. Next, phased submission start here. Phased submission start here. It is optional field. We never use in live. Not even one time. But what is the purpose of that one? So whenever you start the submission phases, right, you mention the tier here, so that, right, next generation, a new people comes, they will understand, okay, we started the submission phases from this year. So we put the year of phased submission. Okay, but in live we never use this because we never use submission phases, right? Default parent. For scenario dimension, default parent will always be hash root. There will not be any children in scenario dimension, right? I cannot put actual under actual 1, actual 2, actual 3. Likewise, I cannot put. So always for HFM and FCCS, there will not be any children for scenario dimension. So always hash root. So this is called scenario dimension, right? Then, okay, you know all the attributes. Yes, you are ready to the implementation. Now, how do you build a metadata from scratch? Right? So for that, in interviews, they will ask you this question. 100% they will ask you this question. Now, you have to say, we use macros, Excel macros. Okay, next question they will ask you is, if you don't have macro, how do you build the metadata from scratch? Is there any way? Yes, when you open your, this is an XML format. When I right click and when I edit this one, right, can I edit this one? Is it possible? No, it is not possible to build the macro, to build the metadata in XML format, right? It is impossible, literally. Then how do we build the metadata? Here I have given you the steps. These are the 11 steps you have to follow. See, right, 99% in every project we have a macro, Excel macro, to build the metadata. Clear? But in interviews they will test your knowledge. If you don't have macro, how do we build? So every dimension I build it separately, and then I'll join all the dimensions. So right, I'm telling you how to do this one. No, the very first point, what it is saying: open manage metadata, edit custom dimensions, import profile file. So here, click on edit custom dimensions, import the profile file, click OK. Right, now go to entity dimension. So practice only entity and account, it will be easy for you. Right, so yes, select any dimension from the drop down box and build a simple hierarchy, sample hierarchy. For example, account, yes, I click on what is LGGAL legal, done. Default currency USD. Yes, if you want to take this one, take and hash road, done. See, you need not put all the attributes for practicing, right? You are building the tree now, so don't concentrate on this description and other attributes. Okay, just build the tree. Now under this one I put ASIA Asia, done. Again USD, what is my parent? LGGAL legal, that's it. A simple hierarchy, one parent and one child. Now save that into a .app format, save that file. So put it under videos, right? Or I put it under documents. Yes, okay, we'll put it under videos. So this one is, I'll save it as app file. And so entaty entity app, done. Yes, save, done. Now go to your videos. One, we'll put it somewhere here. Okay, not here. Downloads music. Okay, we'll put it under music. Okay, yes, paste. Now next point is, it is app file, you have to open that app file with Excel. So when I open the same app file, what happens? You don't understand anything. See, so it should be editable format, right? So I use Excel now. Right click, open with Excel. But even still you cannot enter data because it is not organized way. So select column A and convert data text to columns. So if everything is in column wise, you will be able to edit. So select this and then click on data text to columns. What is my delimiter here? Click on delimit, put semicolon and comma, finish. Now yes, can you do? Yes. Only thing is here, next step, replace all spaces with no spaces. See, we should be very careful in live while dealing with spaces, because there will be some descriptions which have spaces. So here, why do we need spaces? See, how do system recognize this? See, sir, please mute, sir. Lot of noise is coming. Chandra garu. Right. So see, this legal and this legal is not same. This Asia and this Asia is not same. So is equal to, see, false, because here you see many spaces. See, it will create a problem. So how do system recognize this is file format, version, custom order? Okay, this is fine. So under members is equal to entity, it will individually take all the members. Under hierarchy, it will recognize legal and its parent, Asia and its parent. If there is no parent here, left side A column, it means it is the hash root. So that is the reason this legal and this legal should match. See, so see, you can have descriptions, spaces in descriptions here. That is the reason I did not put the description. So in live, when you replace, only replace spaces in this column, right? And the and A and B, that's it. So here I am selecting a entire and click on H, replace all spaces. See how many spaces you have? 2483 spaces. That will create a lot of problems. So true, right? Now both are same. This legal and this legal. So system will recognize parent and child. Now Asia, INDA, India, EU, ROP, Europe, and put it as UK. Yes, INR. Europe is EUR. UK is GBP. Yes, yes. Put everything and copy. So here you have to change it. Hash root for India, I put ASIA Asia, and for here I put EUROP Europe, right? And then copy this three and paste it here. Asia for legal, for Europe it is legal, for UK it is. That's it. My tree is formed. Now close and save that Excel as .app. Save type as CSV comma delimited. So I'm closing this one. Save. Yes. Sorry. Close this one. Where is right? Right click, open with Excel. So right click on save as. Right. So yes, here it should be CSV comma delimited. Where is CSV comma delimited? Yes. And then I'll put it as entity entity dot app. That's it. Save. It will ask for replace. Yes. Yes, that's it. Close this. Now see, when you open this as Notepad++, you will see a lot of last commas. So you have to remove last commas only, right? Yes. Delete, 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 delete. Here you have to delete last commas. Delete, delete, delete. Only last commas. Okay. Done. Now save it. We are good. Now close this one. Now come here. Click on new file. Open. Go to music. Right. Select app file. And then entity.app. What is my delimiter? Comma. So yes, put it as comma. And then okay. Now see, you can see the entity dimension built. Legal Asia India UK. Likewise, you can build 1,000 members, 2,000 members at a time. Okay. So simple. How do we use the macro? You need not remove last commas, etc. So in the file, right, I might have given you in part 2. Part 2. This is the simple file. Open this. See, in live, I use this macro application settings. See, I'll put everything in one single page, or tabs wise also I can use. Now, how do I use this one? I'll copy paste. Now, Alt F8. Run. That's it. See, now you can see here app settings is done. Refresh. See, today's date. When you open, you don't see last comma. See, everything will be, yes, you can simply load this metadata. Clear? This is called building metadata. You need not practice this. Once again, I'm saying, you need not practice this. Practically in live, we always use macros only. Clear? అందరికి అర్థమైందమ్మా? Yes or no? Please confirm. Okay, I want to add account dimension also. How do I do? Same procedure. Click on new file, edit custom members, import. So where is my profile file? Yes. Click OK. Go to account dimension. Yes, click on first is BS. Balance sheet. Yes, account type asset is consolidated tick hash root. See, you play with simple hierarchies, okay? Not too much 100 members, 200 members. Don't play with 100 or 200 members. So it is now under balance sheet. Yes, assets. Done. Again, it is asset. What is my BS? That's it. Now save as app acc dot app. That's it. Done. Now come here. Right click. Open with Excel. Select column A. Data. Text to columns. Delimit. Semicolon and comma. Finish. Now account is very big, right? So I'll put it as like this. I'll select everything and I'll put it in small. Now I want this one. I want this one. And I want this one. Right? Now, yes. Again, remove spaces. Control H space replace all. See? 3699 spaces. Yes. Under assets, I put CU or CA current assets. Under current assets, I put debtors stock. Right? And then FA fixed assets. Under fixed assets, I put land buildings. Yes. Done. Yes. So for current assets, it will be ASSETS. For debtors, it will be CA. CA. Again, for fixed assets, it will be here. It will be FA. FA. Right? Copy until here and paste it here. So for CA and for debtors CA, CA, and for fixed assets CA, FA, FA. That's it. Now close this one. It will ask for save. Right? Click on CSV comma delimited and account dot app only. Double quotes so that it will overwrite to the existing file. Save. Yes. Yes, that's it. You can close this one. Now here right click and then open with Notepad++. See? Delete, 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 delete. Right? Yes. Delete, delete. If there is one comma also, it will not open. It will throw an error message. Right? Delete. That's it. Save. Now close and open in here. Click on new file. Open. Always select app file and in account comma as delimiter. Click OK and see the account tree whether it is formed or not. See? Balance sheet, assets, CA, current assets, fixed assets, etc. etc. Now I want to open both entity and account. Click on new file. Now come here. Open this and open entity also. So this part enough. Copy this and put it here. So there will be single metadata, right? This part is common to everyone. So yes, save this one account dimension. Sorry. Save this. Close this and close this. Now see, come here. New file. Open. App. account file, comma, click OK, go to account dimension, yes, go to entity dimension, yes. Likewise, I give this metadata building to each and every individual in my team. I give accounts to Ashok, entity to Ravi, products to Manju, and then I will combine all the files and I will make a single file and I will save it as XML. Once it is completed, right, I will save it as final metadata. That's it. Save. Now every time I can use this final metadata. Open final metadata. You need not delimit etc. See? So everything in every project we will do the same. అందరికి అర్థమైందమ్మా? Please confirm. Everybody understood? Yes or no? How do we build the metadata from scratch? Please ask questions now here.
So this is a way of building